Hey everyone, how is it going? I'm Russell and I'm here with another CRB update. This video is going to be the most comprehensive one that you can find currently on the CRB. The government and the CRA have been slowly letting information out about how exactly it's going to work, so a lot of the videos that have been posted only have incremental amounts of information. But by watching this video, we'll take all of the information we've learned in previous videos and bring it all into one easy, convenient place for you. When we inevitably get to topics that a lot of people have more and more questions about and are a little more complex, I'll link you to a video that I made here in the past about that topic. All around, you should be able to get the vast majority of the information that you need to know for the CRB from this video. I'm hoping to answer the vast majority of your questions, but if I miss anything and don't touch on it in this video, make sure to leave a comment down below, and I've been replying to almost everything, so if you're in a unique situation, make sure to drop a comment down there. Let's get into the most important CRB information. But before we do, if you're new to the channel, hey, how's it going? It's nice to meet you. My name's Russell, and I post videos on business, investing, finance, and personal finance, basically with the goal to help as many people have some high quality information so they can set themselves up to live a more stable and prosperous future. If that's something you're interested in, or you just want to stay up to date with all of the changing benefit programs that Canada has released, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'm bringing new videos every day, so if there's any changes to the program or any news comes out about it, you'll hear it here first. While you're at it, hit the like button. It's incredible how just one click of that little button can show this information to hundreds and hundreds of more people. With that said, let's dive into the nitty-gritty. We all know that the CRB is 100% coming, so I won't bore you with the details about how it almost got held up in the House of Commons and how it almost got held up over Zoom calls in the Senate. No, we already know it's coming, so I'm going to break all of the information down for you into 5 categories. These categories correspond to all of the information that the CRA has put out on their webpage, so I'm going to be trying to bring as much of it to you as accurately as possible. We're going to talk about who can apply, how much you get when you apply, when you can apply and for how many times, how to make sure that you're applying correctly, and finally how to make sure you're getting it every single period and you don't stop getting the money. Without further ado, here's section number 1, who can apply. If you were on CERB, the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, you'll know that there were certain criteria that you had to meet in order to qualify for the money. And the same goes for the Canadian Recovery Benefit, or the CRB. However, the qualifications are vastly different from CERB to CRB. In order to qualify for the Canadian Recovery Benefit, you need to check off all of the following boxes to make sure that you qualify. First off, during the period that you're applying for, you cannot have been working due to COVID. Or you're making 50% less than you did last year and still working a little bit right now. I get tons of questions about how to calculate that 50% income, so check out this video right here where we do a deep dive on calculating this to make sure that you are eligible. To be eligible for CRB, you cannot be on any of the following benefits: the Canada Recovery Sickness Benefit, or CRSB, the Canada Recovery Caregiving Benefit, the CRCB, any short-term disability benefits, any workers' comp benefits, any employment insurance benefits, and you can't have been on the Quebec Parental Insurance Plan, or the QPIP. You also can't even have been eligible for employment insurance benefits. If you are at all eligible for EI, you have to do EI before you can do CRB. If you've already qualified for EI, you need to take all the money for all the weeks and all the periods that they've laid out for you before you can consider applying to any of these new benefits. In order to get the CRB, you have to live and have a home, that's rental or ownership, in Canada. But luckily, you do not have to be a citizen or a permanent resident. You have to have been present in Canada. Now, this is a little bit unclear because it doesn't determine if you have to have been here the entire time, or even if you're just here for 1 day or 1 hour, if you can be considered being in Canada for the period. But this shouldn't matter much because with all the travel restrictions and all the quarantine that you're going to have to do to go in and out of the country, most people are just going to be in Canada anyways. To be eligible, you have to be at least 15 years old, and you have to have a valid social insurance number. You have to have also earned at least $5,000 in 2019 or over the past 12 months. This income can include maternity or parental benefits. Here's a quick chart about what counts as income and what doesn't. Pause the video if you need to read it. 3, 2, 1. All right, let's keep going. You will not be eligible for CRB if you quit your job or reduced your hours after September 27th, 2020. You're only disqualified if you do it voluntarily. So if somebody else makes the decision or it was out of your hands that you lost your job or had reduced hours, then you can still qualify. If you were the one who made the decision and you quit your job before September 27th, then you can still apply. But to get the Canadian Recovery Benefit, you have to be currently seeking work. You also cannot turn down reasonable work in the 2-week period. One kind of hole here is that they haven't really defined what reasonable work is. That's it for eligibility. Here's that chart one more time so you can pause the video and take a look at it. 3, 2, 1. Whew, that was a lot of information. If you found any of it helpful, hit that like button so somebody else can see it. Don't worry, that was by far the longest section. Now it's time for section 2, how much money you can get. The Canadian Recovery Benefit gives you $1,000 every 2 weeks, but the CRA is holding back $100 of that for tax reasons, so you're actually going to be getting $900 per 2-week period. That brings us to $1,800 in your account every month. That might sound like a bummer to you because CERB, or the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, was $2,000 in your account every single month. But both the CRB and the CERB are taxable. So the only difference is that the CRB is holding that tax so you don't have to pay it come tax time. Whereas on that CERB money, you're going to have to pay the tax on that come income tax time. While we're talking about tax, that 10% that they're holding back from the CRB might not be all the tax you need to pay on it. This is going to differ from person to person depending on their tax bracket. I have a video coming out soon that's going to go in depth on how to calculate how much tax you're going to need to pay for CRB. It's important to stay on top of this so you don't have a way higher tax bill come income tax time. To make sure you don't owe hundreds and hundreds of dollars more at tax time, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be the first to know when I post that video. One other thing that affects how much CRB money you get to keep is how much you make in 2020. There's a $38,000 cap on income, which includes your CERB payments that you got. So you're going to have to make sure that you're below that $38,000 amount. If you happen to go over, you're going to have to pay back 50 cents for every dollar you make over that $38,000 cap. Some calculations get a little bit confusing, but lucky for you, I made a video about it. So if you want some in-depth information about that, check this video out. Now it's time for section 3. When do I apply? The first day you'll be able to apply is October 12th. Hey, that's Thanksgiving. After you gobble down your quarantine turkey, make sure you head over and apply for this so you can get your money on time. The next section covers how you can apply. But you're not done after October 12th. There will actually be other days that you'll have to apply as well. Since the CRB is doled out in 2-week periods, each and every 2 weeks you have to come back to the CRA and say, hey, hello, I still qualify, please send me my money. The CRB runs retroactively from September 27th, 2020, all the way to September 25th, 2021. That's 52 weeks, but once we break it down to the 2-week periods that you apply to the CRB with, that will be a total of 26 periods. But you can't apply for all of them. If you try to, you're going to run out of available applications about halfway through the year. You can only apply up to a maximum of 13 times for 13 different periods. That's half of all the available periods, or 6 months worth of time. You don't have to take these periods consecutively though, so you're going to want to apply when it works for you and when you qualify. This will lead to some people who will only take 2 weeks worth of the CRB for every month so that they can have the regular $900 coming in for the entire year. This works mostly for people who still have a job and only need to supplement their income. For people in more difficult situations, they're likely going to be applying each and every 2-week period. This is why it's so important to try to look for work. If you keep collecting the CRB for the next 6 months and you get to the end of it, then guaranteed for the next 6 months after that, there's going to be no benefits coming your way. And I know this is a long time in the future, but by September 2021, there's no guarantee that there will be any kind of benefits for anybody. So I think it's in the best interest for everyone if you try to get a job. I know it's tricky out there, but you should head out and try to find one because there's no guarantee on how long these are going to last, apart from the guaranteed 6 months, that is. Now it's time for section 4, how to apply. Once applications open up on October 12th, you can choose one of 2 methods in order to apply for the CRB. The first and best way to apply is with your online MyCRA account, which you can find at the Canadian Revenue Agency's website. Many of you will have applied for CERB, or the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, in this way, so if you worked with the CRA on your CERB, you'll already know exactly how this application is going to go online. If you haven't set up your MyCRA account yet, you should check out this video where I walk through everything you can do to make sure you're ready and your account is active for that October 12th date so you can get your money as soon as possible. The second option for applying is over the CRA's toll-free phone number. I just made a video where I actually call the CRA, so if you want to know what to expect, check out this video up here. And the last section, section 5, is how to keep getting your payments. Like I said before, the CRB doesn't automatically renew. You're going to have to go back every 2 weeks and click the button over and over again if you want to get your money every single period. But before you click that button for the second time, for the third time, for the fourth time, you need to make sure you're still eligible. Go back through section 1 of this video every time just to make sure that you're still fulfilling all of that criteria. I'd hate for you to have to pay back this money if they find that your application was fraudulent. You'll also need to keep looking for work for every single one of those periods. No one really knows how the CRA is going to monitor whether or not you're looking for work, so if you're concerned that maybe they won't believe that you were looking for work, they recommend that you sign up on JobBank. That's the website for Canada's National Employment Service. If you have proof that you've been looking for a job through JobBank, if the CRA ever comes knocking and says, hey, prove that you were working to me, this might be some good information to show them. And that's it for section 5. Whew, oh my goodness, I think that's the most information I've gone over in a single video ever. If I missed anything, leave your question in the comments and I'll get to it as soon as I can. All right. Hopefully I answered all of your questions, you guys. If you think that this video had any value to it, hit that like button, because I'm sure if you hit that button, hundreds and hundreds of more people will be able to see this information that they could be desperately looking for. And I'm curious about what your strategy is going to be for the CRB. Are you going to apply every single 2-week period, or are you going to go every other so you can make it stretch the whole year? Let me know down in the comments. And of course, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell, because I'm bringing new videos every single day with updates that could be important to you. But that's it for me on this info dump of a video, so I'll see you next time.